Hello for everyone. It's great for us to be together as I can share a little bit in a snapshot about Brazil. So let me share my screen. I hope you all can see it. But as Tommy said, I'm from São Paulo, Brazil. Brazil is a country that is experiencing a huge growth in Christianity. Just for you to have an idea, in the 70s, we were 3% of the population, and today we are 36% of the population, and its forecast is that evangelical Christians will be 52% of the population by 2030. So it also raised lots of questions because still a lot of inequality, a lot of corruption, and this great challenge for us as Christian to say how do we respond to that, and what is the mark that the church is living. So Sao Paulo is one of the biggest city of the West Hemisphere. We have 12 million people in the city, but when you talk about the metro area, more than 20 million. And it is the main hub in Latin America for startups, technology, and this place where people go to work. So when you're talking about faith and work, Sao Paulo is a great place to get started. And when you're talking about businesses, Sao Paulo is amongst, as a city, one of the wealthiest in the world. Almost $1 trillion of economy makes Sao Paulo actually could be it is the 14th economy of the world. Unfortunately, it's not the same all over Brazil, so this money is going on, right, distributed in Brazil, but that's what is made in a city like Sao Paulo. This is our annual GDP, which makes Sao Paulo, if we were a country, the 14th economy in the world as a country, if it was a country, right? But we are a city. So as I said, there's lots of great opportunities, but also lots of great challenges. There's lots of inequality, lots of poverty, but there's lots of a new generation of leaders that are growing and trying to seek God's will for them. And how do they do that at the marketplace? A common friend between me and Andy, we were talking about him. Paolo, my top, for instance, is leading this initiative where they are accelerating business with kingdom values. And we're seeing more and more people trying to understand that because people are looking for meaning, purpose, but also they want to thrive at the marketplace. So that's our goal. This year, we will be starting our first cohort in 2026, but by 2035, we hope that we will have recruited and trained 300 emerging leaders in Brazil, so you can see scale, and you can see growth, and you can see impact going on in our country. So please pray for Brazil, pray for Sao Paulo, and I hope that we can connect more and we can collaborate, not only to think about Sao Paulo and Brazil, but how can we work together to respond to global issues as the church, and as in being in the global south, how can we participate in this trend that we'll be seeing in the church globally. So thank you for allowing me to speak, to share a little bit about Sao Paulo, and I hope we can talk more about it. Tommy.
Yes. Hey, Samuel, one quick question for you. A lot of times, especially, and Stephen Tomoko may know this, there's a lot of Asians in
Yeah,
Brazil,
yeah.
but not as much Asians, but more Japanese. Talk about that.
Well, a curious fact about São Paulo is that the state of São Paulo is we have the largest colony of Japanese. The largest group of Japanese outside of Japan is in São Paulo. So we received a lot of immigrants from Japan during the World War I on, and lots of families are in Brazil, in São Paulo and the South. And it's very common for you to see that, the Japanese neighborhood, but also in the interior of São Paulo, lots of cities are composed mostly by Japanese descent.
Yeah. And for those, one of the things I learned when I was in Tokyo is a lot of times back in the 80s and 90s, there was a lot of Koreans and Americans going to Tokyo. But
Yeah,
now a lot of times the Koreans are staying over in Korea. And there's a lot, the job market is really increased. And so you're getting a lot more Vietnamese and Brazilians. And
yeah,
so Brazilians are going back and forth to Tokyo, which is going to
yeah.
change the dynamic in Tokyo.
Yeah, if you're a child or a grandchild of Japanese, or they are allowed to go to Japan. They work for 1, 2, 3 years, save money, come back to Brazil, and then they will do that again and again. And that's very common, which creates lots of relationships. Some will go and stay as well, but it builds lots of relationships with the culture. People love going and staying there. They'll bring their families, and it's of course it's a total different culture, so people miss what they have in Brazil, but they love what they get from Japan. So it builds a great relationship. We have a great, traditionally, historically, great relationship between these two countries.
Yep. One last thing, one unique thing that we're going to have to figure out, and we asked the team for prayer. Samuel, as we start this cohort, we're going to have to do this in Portuguese. And so we're going to have to figure out how that works right now with the team dynamic and also doing it in Portuguese.
Yes, they say that they have been to Brazil. Awesome. Yes, when you're talking about the challenges of Brazil, oh God, he's speaking in Portuguese here. I have lots of Brazilian friends in Japan. Thank you, uh, Steve. Yeah, one of the biggest challenges of Brazil as a country, as part of all the growth and all the excitement, only less than 3% of the country can speak English. So it's a Portuguese-speaking country, not even Spanish. So we are working, part of the work we're doing is two. One, produce content into Portuguese, but also I'm very interested in methodologies and developing methodologies for helping people to learn English, because I believe not only that it gives access to the marketplace, but also we can develop global leadership if they can speak English. They can sit together in global tables and participate in what God's doing, not only in the United States, but globally. So this is part of what we want to see happening in Brazil as well. So it's a good business idea there.
Thank you very much, Samuel.